to Cincinnati.
Never say never.
On to Cincinnati.
But never.
All right, Quinn, and the winner for the quote of the week is Nick Sirianni. Yes, we go from my team to your team. I don't have a video, but I have a quote from him, and I'm going to say it in such a funny way because it's kind of a goody two-shoes type answer here. So Nick Sirianni today said, "We're in this thing together, and it takes everybody. This is the greatest team game, and I'll stand on that, whether it's after a win or loss. I know after games like yesterday, getting beat the way we got beat, it'll bring this team closer together. You're either continuing to come closer together or you're falling apart. I know this team will continue to come closer together through this adversity. Hashtag Eagles." And I bet Philly is just rolling their eyes at that quote because they're like, falling apart? You've been falling apart for how many months now? And I think an honorable mention, I think he said something to the lines of like, oh, the team didn't prepare enough, or I didn't prepare them. And it's like, you're the head coach of an NFL team and you're not preparing for the game? Like, what? Like when you say stuff like that, you're digging yourself a hole. So this is why Philly fans want him axed. So, but congratulations, Nick Sirianni, though. You're my coach quote of the week, so at least you won something. So good for you. Alrighty here. So it's time to move on to disappointing dimwits. So, Quinn, time to hit the engine.
In Indianapolis, the offensive coordinator.
It was at this moment that he knew.
Play here, and then
what in the wide world was that?
You guys suck!
All right, welcome to Disappointing Dimwits. This was a week 4 edition, and there's some atrocious play that went on this weekend. We'll start with the tight ends, the most disappointing group. I'm just going to go ahead and put out Mandrews again. He's just bad this season. 0 catches for 0 yards. Gross. Kyle Pitts, unsurprisingly enough, also got 0 yards for 0 receptions. So, and 0 targets, I believe, as well for both. So they were both just atrocious. So, they were rough. The whole tight end position has been bad this year. Anyway, moving on. We'll highlight a quarterback here, too. Josh Allen, 180 yards, no touchdowns. It wasn't atrocious, but it was bad. So we have Allen up there for once. Hopefully he doesn't come back up, mostly because I have him in fantasy in my other league. All right, moving on to the running backs. There's a few honorable mentions, I'll say, of Cooks, who had 9 carries for 39 yards. Bijan had 7 carries for 28 yards. And we'll get to our, so those are honorable mentions, not terrible, but not bad, but not quite as bad as these guys. So first we'll have Devin Singletary, 14 carries for 24 yards. That's bad. Then we have Breece Hall for 10 carries for 4 yards. That is horrible. And finally we have Najee Harris, like Najee, he's bad. He's bad. 13 carries, 19 yards. That was also atrocious. We have a lot of contenders for Despicable Dimwit of the Week, honestly. It's tough. Anyway, we'll head over to wide receivers with Gabe Davis, who had 1 reception for -2 yards. Now, granted, do we really expect him to do a lot? No, but he's been doing good the past few weeks, so kind of disappointing. We'll also mention Jahan Dotson here. Supposed to be great wide receiver 3 coming into Philly. You know, you think Adrian Smitty out, Dotson's going to step up. He did well in Washington, but no, 2 receptions for 11 yards. And finally, we'll get to Quentin Johnson, who had 1 reception for 9 yards. He
your boy, who's supposed to be much better.
He was a disappointing dimwit this week. So, honestly, it is really tough to choose a despicable dimwit. It's very tempting to choose Mandrews or Pitts. expect them to do this poorly. So honestly, I'm going to go with Breece Hall as the despicable dimwit of the week.
Hey!
10 carries for 4 yards. It's honestly, it came down. Najee was tempting, but everyone expected Breece Hall to
I
be
would have
phenomenal
murdered
this
you.
season. Yeah. I mean, he was bad, but I don't think expectations were as high for him as they were for Breece Hall.
Jets are gonna jet, man. Great job, Quinn. Yeah, it was a big week for Dimwits.
Yeah.
Maybe next week we'll have even more.